And welcome back, guys, to round number 4, the final round of the Prerelease of in Katowice. And there we go. We start with Arthur's Reich on the right, and on the left side we've got a one wing. We got an interesting start over here, Zigzagoon, and whoa, Arthur is just passing. He doesn't have anything. Like, what is? Of course, remember, there is, of course, the brand new rule. You can't play support at turn 1. And we're looking at Arthur's hands, and that is not looking pretty. But the tattoos are looking good. And let's take a look. We got a hop. We got energy attached to the Zigzagoon. And let's take a look. We got a grass-type energy on the one wing side. We got a Linden. Or that's an obstacle, I believe, in his hand. Some grass type energy, and he is actually thinking, and that's a pass. He's passing a turn as well. So Arthur right now drawing the card. Actually, his Pokemon can poison, right? Can poison David Zigzagoon, one wing Zigzagoon. I do apologize for that. And we've got an energy attached. We don't really know what was drawn from the hop, but that's a poison. That is a poison, and well, are we gonna see a counter towards poison? Let's take a look. We got a draw. Are we gonna see a poison? Well, that is a Magikarp poison counter, definitely. You might say. One wing, of course, also a really good tattoo on his left hand, and I think he's gonna go for like the actual, poison counter. And let's see what Arthur has in his hand, because that is quite interesting what he might have. And there we go. We got a poison counter right there on the art, because of course it has to be on the art. Remember that. So one winged. It's turn one winged. Another attachment of the energy. So we got a nice attachment of the energy to the Zigzagoon, and we see. That was a crushing ammo, and that was crushing. That was honestly crushing. He hit that, and the energy gets discarded. So that is, well, those are not good news for Arthur over here. And well, that was it. That's all she wrote. They couldn't attack, right? Because he has to flip a coin for attack. Is there a basic in his hand? Is there a basic in his hand? All right, he points out, and you have to put the poison counter. There it is. There's a Pokekid, but isn't it a little bit too late? Down goes Zigzagoon. Another 10 damage on a Zigzagoon. Really good. And loving the sleeves of both players. They are double, triple sleeving them. We've got a Melt type energy, and as we see a pass, so poison is actually going to work on that Zigzagoon. We got 4 damage counts on Zigzagoon. One winged, currently thinking, and we can see Arthur a bit showing us his hand, and that is being a showman over here. Let me tell you something. 10 damage, of course, on an active Pokemon of Arthur, but I've seen few Bisharps. I've seen not the best hand in the world, but I like that. I like that he showed us his hand, like this showmanship. So let's take a look what we're gonna have in here. We got 4 damage counters. No, there was a healing along the way. There was a potion. So one wing healed 30 damage from the active Zigzagoon. So only 10 damage right now on it. Of course, there was an energy attachment to another Zigzagoon that he played on the bench. We got a switch. Right, so poison no more. Poison no more. Retreat. My goodness, what is happening? And are we gonna see an attack? We might actually see an attack. And it's not happening. Alright, so Arthur is drawing, like he needs something. There was a little bit of a praying probably happening. Let's take a look. There is an energy. There are 2 Bisharps. He needs Ponyard. Oh, he drew a Linun. That's good. He needs Linun right now. So definitely an interesting situation. But he needs those Ponyards, right? He needs those to actually be able to do something in this game. Like, he is crushed. He is devastated. We might see a poison again, right? So melee attaching energy to his active Pokemon, and we might actually see a poison. Playing the Team Yell Grunt, so putting back the energy into one wing's hand. Poison, and well, this is not looking pretty. If he's not gonna hit that Ponyard, he might actually not get the W over here. But as we see one wing also not in the best spot here. But I think he has the Obstagoon. Oh, that down goes Marnie. That is exactly, you know what? That's something that Otto needed. He needed refreshment of his hand, because his hand was just absolute rubbish. Cards are flying. What a game that is, let me tell you. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to 1 winged. Oh, we see Grookey. We see 2 Grookeys, actually. 2 Twakies. That is devastating news for Otto. 1 winged. Amazing hand. He's trying to attack, and this time it still is not hitting. You could have seen this face, Otto being happy, and down goes Ponyard. Down goes the first evolution of the Cinccino, so he might actually think about evolving. Down goes energy onto a poniard, so he might be thinking about playing bishop later, and down goes Professor's Research, fresh 7 cards, discarding of course your hand, and he only had metal type energy in his hand. So let's take a look. Was a fresh hand? I do think there is a Cinccino in his hand. I do think so. Oh yeah, he's moving. There are cards. There might be a poniard. There might be some other options. There might be, and there is a poniard down there on the bench. Still one more place. There's still one more spot on the bench, but there is a Grookey already on the one wing side, and it's looking pretty. And it's a third poniard. Okay, so that is definitely, showing that one with the energy is going to be an attacker, and we've got a bike. So he's drawing up to 6 cards, and the turn ends. So that's 1, that's 2, and the turn ends. So there we go. Another damage counter on the one-winged Zigzagoon. And let's take a look what we're gonna have in here. Poison still working, Otto definitely needs that Cinccino. He needs that obstacle. He needs that point Bishop actually, and one wing going for an attack, and it's still not doing anything. What Poison is doing in this game, I mean, Poison is the MVP. And there we go, we got a Bishop. So Bishop right now, his first attack attacks 30 plus, 30 for each benched poniard, and this is definitely 90 damage right now. And we've got an energy attachment onto a Linun. So he is searching for obstacle. No, it's a pass. 6 damage counters right now on the Zigzagoon. I've seen a Lucky Egg, I've seen a Rillaboom, and I see a Grookey. Down goes a Lucky Egg. An attack. And it still is not hitting at all, and that's a first knockout. Arthur takes that first knockout. Whoa. I didn't thought I'm going to say that. He's taking that first knockout. Alright, so now Lucky Egg, of course, works. There we go, 4 damage counters on an active Pokemon on Artis on the right side. And what Pokemon is going to be promoted? Like, he's telling, hey, which one you're going to promote, and down goes Grookey. So we might actually see Rillaboom quite soon. We don't know what One Wing drew. And right now, Arthur, the draw, he needs a good draw. Like, he drew it super fast. That was a Metal type energy. And he is playing the Metal type energy right there on the not a Zigzagoon, on the active Pokemon. I forgot the name of Sandiscorch. No, but down goes Bishop. Right, so Bishop becomes an active Pokemon, and we see a knockout. Oh, we see a knockout, super fast knockout right there from Arthur. So another prize card taken. Still waiting for that Cinccino. Still waiting for the Obstagoon, and he knows that Rillaboom is just a matter of time. And well, 5th damage counter. We've got a Linun again, so that's good. There's still no Rillaboom on the bench, but we do see some Zigzagoons still in One Wing's hand. He's browsing through the deck, he's checking, right? He wants to get to the Thwack, and I believe that is a Thwack that he brought to the board, and that might be quite interesting. He browsed through what he has in his deck, what he doesn't have, and we see, yes, that was a Thwacky. He has a Rillaboom in his hand. He has Zigzagoon and Obstagoon, so definitely the bench damage is going to be huge, and that might be a Zigzagoon play, and that is a Zigzagoon, and the 10, and the tenor goes actually over here on a Bishop. That's actually quite a good play, because Bishop has a resistance towards grass type. Rillaboom can't one-hit KO it, at least not yet, but with that 1 damage counter, it's in the range. And of course, down goes Obstagoon on Arthur's side, 3 damage counters. You can see Obstagoon also on a One Wing side. Definitely quite interesting scenario here. Bishop may go for the knockout. There's still no Cinccino, there's still no other cards. Like, he's browsing through his hand, he's checking out, and definitely that one Marnie early in the game was what change the tides of that. And then now we got a 3rd prize card right here taken, so 1 more prize card on the Arthur side. So this one Marnie, it's quite interesting that one card like Marnie can change the tides of the game, and it did in this matchup, definitely, right? So round number 2, what a round number 2. There are some questions, there are some talks rider happening with the judge, but the judge says it's all fine. So let's take a look. Of course, you can say they're both judges, so that is quite interesting to see a judge versus judge actually playing. You can see this, there's not a lot of mistakes, almost not mistakes, because they know what they're doing. They are professionals as well, and you will see them definitely at internationals in Berlin. So down goes Linun. And an Obstagon with a knockout. Oh, finally, the first prize card for One Winged. A really good one. Like, he needed that extra push, extra prize card. And down goes Rillaboom. Another attachment of the energy. Oh, it might actually be a knockout on the Bishop. It might put Arthur in a really tough situation, a really tough spot if it's going to knock him out. Again, this 1 damage counter, as I said, right? Even though it's everything. This 1 damage counter was everything, because Bishop has 120 HP, but the resistance of 30, and Rillaboom attacks 140, which means it's 110 that goes through. But with this 1 damage counter, it actually knocks him out. We've seen a quick ball in Arthur's hand, One Winged thinking what he can do. Again, great playmat, great custom playmat, you might even say. Let's take a look. Does he have those 4 energies underneath Rillaboom? There are some text messages happening, they're both checking stuff out. There were some text messages. Was that, was that a backseat gaming? I don't know, I wouldn't think so. I think he was maybe checking, maybe there was a question to a judge somewhere, but it's all good. So right now, are we gonna see a knockout? Arthur browsing through the discard pile, checking out his hand, when One Winged actually thinking what he can do. He passed the turn, he didn't have the energy, he passed the turn, down goes Quick Ball onto a Quick Ball, and we're gonna see another Poniard. Are we gonna see another Poniard? That's a good question, because that's definitely what Arthur is going for. And oh, that Rillaboom, that might have been, that might have been a game changer with that Rillaboom, actually. Oh, down goes Zigzagoon, actually, so there's no Poniard, but that is a game changer right now. No knockout on that Bisharp. So down goes Zigzagoon, 10 damage over here, putting that Rillaboom closer and closer to the knockout. Let's take a look at Arthur thinking, what can he do? He's thinking about his options. We don't know what the card is, and that's Melt-type energy attachment from his hand, and we see what I think is 60 damage, or that is 90. I think that's a 90 damage incoming. Yes, it is. So that's a 90 damage that went through onto a Rillaboom. And now, whatever is going to happen, I think Arthur has a W. He has a win. Even the retreat, right, would not really help a lot. One Winged, he has that Obstagon ready to attack for 90 damage. So even if he's going to retreat, maybe the heal, right? Maybe he needs that healing right now. Maybe another Rillaboom is going to be a play. Right, so he's using Rillaboom, browsing through the deck. Not a lot of energy left in the deck. I think I saw 1, maybe 2 energies left in the deck, if any, but there's not really another option for Rillaboom. There's Zigzagoon, Linun, and Obstagon on the board. So even those 3 damage counters may not help. That's an Obstagon, so 3 damage counters are going to go somewhere. They are prepared, and again you can see proper dice is finally in the game, so I know what is happening. So even though it's going to be a knockout on the Bisharp right now, Arthur takes the knockout back with Obstagon, which will end that game with 1 prize card left. So right now, One Winged again checking what options are there, what he can do in this game. Arthur showing respect, like, okay, it's all good, it's all fine. But is this the final moment? So that is a knockout, and we're going to see a knockout back, and we're going to see a knockout back, and we're going to game number 2. To actually knocking that back. So maybe, what could have been done? That's a great question. Definitely, you might say that there could have been another Rillaboom played. But maybe there was just no option. Maybe it was priced. We don't really know. So let's go to game number 2. Again, great shuffling over here. Let's take a look. Both amazing shuffling techniques right there by both players. You can see, Arthur using different technique and then One Winged using different technique. They're both using different. And all right, so Draw of 7, and let's take a look at our opening 7 cards of Arte. We got a Melt type energy, that's what I definitely can say from that angle of the camera. And well, we've got, we've got 2 basics actually. Who's going first? Who's going second? We got on one side, we got a Grookey. Oh, definitely a great start with a Grookey. Because he wants to get to that Rillaboom. He wants to get there. Handshake, and let's take a look. Ponyard and Ponyard. Who goes first? Alright, so One Wing goes first. Definitely a great idea because he wants to evolve first. We might see a Zigzagoon already. Zigzagoon, 10 damage. There we go. Not wasting any time on that damage, which is really good. He needs to be fast. Like we know, the Ponyard start at the Prerelease is one of the fastest starts, the fastest moments of Arte's deck. So we definitely don't want, he definitely doesn't want to give him any options, any more room. And there we go. We got a draw. Passing the turn, and let's take a look what Arte is gonna have. We got a Melt type energy still. He can play a supporter, which is quite important. So we got a Dark type energy attachment down there onto a Ponyard, and a 10 damage. Just a 10 damage. Getting that 10 damage. He showed like, I'm getting those 10 damages. Let's take a look. We got a second energy attachment. And what is quite interesting, the Resistance might actually play some nice work in here in that matchup, because again, Thwackey is grass type Pokemon, and Ponyard has resistance towards grass type. We got Potion, we got a Switch, we got a Rillaboom in One Wing's hand, and of course Linen. So that was the passing of the turn because the attack would not go through due to resistance. So now let's take a look what actually can happen. We got a Bisharp, that is 60 damage right now. We got a healing. We definitely got a healing right there. So quite interesting, good play, because Arte knows this 10 damage is a night and day in the long run. It's a night and day, and we've got a 60. Because again, without this 10 damage, it takes Rillaboom 2 turns to knock out Bisharp. With that 10 damage, it's a one-hit KO, and Arte wanted to avoid that. That's why he played it, but we've got a Rillaboom already, and a Pokekit, so we might see an obstacle being charged. And oh, let me tell you, that is getting exciting. That's a really, really exciting game right now. Let's take a look. We got an Aura Energy as well there, but there we go. So Pokekit, and he already went with the ability of Rillaboom, so don't worry about that. We got an obstacle, as I said, and Rillaboom. So you see, that healing was so important, because without that 10 damage, he can't really knock it out. But he went for an Obstagoon, so that's going to be 3 damage counters on a Bisharp. And, well, that is going to be a one-hit KO on the Bisharp right there, after playing this Obstagoon and putting 3 damage counters on that Bisharp. If that's actually what... yeah, that's exactly what One Wing is going for. He's playing that. That might be closer to the end. There we go. That's a knockout. We see a knockout right there on One Wing side. Let's use that right here. We got a hop. Is there anything that Arte can do right now? Is there honestly anything that he can do? And that is it. That is the game. We're gonna go to game number 3. That is, that's getting more and more interesting, because that is it. Like, that's all he can do. That's all she wrote. And well, we're gonna go to game number 3 in a second. Of course, they're playing it till the very end, since Arte attacked. Playing till the very end. But that was a great play by One Wing, getting that Rillaboom, playing that Obstagoon just to get that extra damage there, and that is quite important. We got a 1-1 right now, and we're going to game number 3. So let's let our 2 players shuffle, and let's not forget, to check out Ravencold Snatchku on Twitch and Pokemon Couple. Don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube, and check out our Instagram. And check in the Wymiar Katowice for events. If you're a European, you can join those events. If you're in Poland. So let's take a look. 2 different techniques of shuffling. Again, 2 different techniques of shuffling. And let me tell you, you can see that this is table number 1. You can see that this is, the final game of the Prerelease, the round 4, table number 1. All eyes on those 2 players. and it's a 1-1. That is a scenario that you really want to have as a commentator. We got, this tight situation. We got every game down to the draw, and I think, I've heard that Otto said that he's going to start, and what we're going to have in here, first 7 cards, they are important. Is he going to go for an aggressive move? Is he going to be less aggressive? Oh, 2 Pokemons, and that actually might be Ponyard. And going first, Ponyard is really, really aggressive. Really a lot of damage that he can deal to the One Wing. But let's take a look at One Wing hand. We got a Zigzagoon. No, that's 2 Obstagoons. We got a Zigzagoon, I believe. Maybe a Grookey. Oh, that is... I don't think that... Alright, so that's Grookey, but we're 2 Obstagoons. Maybe a Linen as well. Let's take a look. Yeah, Linen. Oh, boy. And that is Ponyard and Minccino. And a Ponyard benched. What a start. What a drop per turn. Poke Kid. Are we going to see even 3rd Ponyard being played? And there's only a Zigzagoon from what I see on One Winged side. And he's looking at his hand. Is he going to have any answers to that? Oof, another Ponyard. So there was another Ponyard right there in his deck. He has to draw. He can play support. He might actually draw into Marnie. He can draw into anything else. Passing the turn, and that is a crucial turn. Because if Otto can find the Bishop, that is going to be a knockout. We see an energy attachment. Are we going to see anything else? There is nothing in it. No, not like that. Not like that. There's just nothing in his hand. 2 Linus, Obstagoon. No supporter that can... No Pokekid, no Marnie, no even Hop, and... Are we going to see a Bisharp? Is it going to be a Bisharp? That's a Bisharp. That's a Cinccino. That's a game. That is a GG. What a game that was. And that's a handshake as well. What a game. What a game. What a game. So thank you guys so much for watching. Goodbye and good night from Katowice. And see you guys in another event. Bye.